We built a roundhouse somehow, with our hands over our hearts, and we swore on that day that it'll never fall apart.
Hey crew, I'm ready for your report. What do you got for me? Shouldn't you be attending the Council of Generals meeting to organize the national security details surrounding the proposed alliance with Zwell? They don't like it when I attend. Pen will give me the details later. How've things been holding up here?
Radical, man! Like totally bitchin'! Listen, dude, we got everything on lock here, thanks to my choice leadership skills!
Oh yeah, I forgot Colonel Jervis went on vacation and left you in charge, long-haired dude. Well, you do have the rank here on the bridge when he and I aren't around. I've been working here just as long as him. Where's my promotion? Anyway, what's the update from the intelligence branch? They bring in that mohawked monster yet? Negative, General. He hasn't been on the island for weeks, and both the Special Forces and Intelligence can't locate him in his usual hidey holes. So what, he just disappeared? Well, given his cloaking device. Shit. Well, have them watch that island closely. Maybe we should take in our dear Major Tilden for questioning.
Totally!
Any reactions to the Mark II shakedown cruise? Plenty. Most of it is whispers among several militaries, but we found a few videos on the internet from conspiracy theorists. So, are we lizard men again, or is it the Greys this time? Pretty sure they know us well enough to believe it's an airship. I think people are more interested in where it was for several months, how it suddenly appeared again, and how it refueled. Well, they'll have to keep guessing for now. Hopefully the general public won't catch on. Even our general public? Hey, they know what we're about. Anything else?
Nah, bro. Everything's totally chill.
Splendid, Captain Longhaired Dude. Keep up this good work and you'll be promoted again.
Cowabunga!
I think that's a little too far.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, I got a mid-year video to do, so I'd better get to it. Penguin Truth here, and it's time for more Otaku Evolution. It's great to be back in Penguinopolis again, just in time for the mid-year English dub review. This is where I take a look, or listen rather, at the English dubs of all the anime I've covered thus far this year, and comment on the overall quality of them. Because I usually watch anime in Japanese, it can be tough to impress me on the English dub front. Some do, plenty don't. But not every dub has to be the greatest ever, so long as it represents the original version at least moderately well, to be accepted. I think that to have a good English dub, an exceptional one, you want to have a lot of accuracy from the Japanese script, or as much can be obtained given the difference in the English and Japanese languages. You should also have a solid cast that, while not necessarily trying to sound like the Japanese cast, capture much of the same elements of the characters as their Japanese counterparts. This means both good casting and directing. Most good dubs depend on the ADR director to know a lot more about what's going on with the story, characters, and tone than the performers themselves. I've always said that an English dub of a Japanese property needs to be a good ambassador, needs to reflect the strengths of the original version, and maybe even some weaknesses, without the obsessive desire to improve on things. It should stand or fall on its own merits, rather than what the dub studio can do to make it more appealing to English-speaking audiences. None of the dubs covered thus far this year would be considered among my favorite anime English dubs. A few are even pretty crappy, but I wanted to get some kind of varied cross-section of anime dubs, and I hope I've succeeded. It figures that the year would start with the English dub I have the least amount of information on, other than what I can glean from Wikipedia and rStarblazers.com, but Space Cruiser Yamato is an odd duck indeed. Boy, is it a mess. I mean, on top of the original Yamato movie already being a highlight reel, this version takes out even more footage, and boy is the acting stiff. I suppose it's to be expected of a science fiction import for the time, but that doesn't magically make it a good dub, not by any means. I'd say the best known person attached to the dub is Marvin Miller, the radio and film actor famous for the voice of Robbie the Robot in the movie Forbidden Planet. Here he plays both the narrator and Captain Okita. Honestly, he's the one who does the best job of the lot, though that's not the highest bar. Just listen to the scene with Dessler and Dommel. What embarrassingly bad accents and delivery.
Leader, this is a great honor for me, but our communications report that the space cruiser Yamato defeated our Pluto base and left its solar system.
Ah, yes. For now, they have been a bit of a nuisance to me, but I have some interesting surprises in store for them.
If you wish, Leader, I would deem it an honor to go and teach them a lesson.
Well, it would be just like a vacation for you. Go and show them the Iron Fist of Gorgon.
Thank you, sir. Hail our leader.
Nobody's really knocking themselves out to bring any personality to their reads, is what I'm saying. Even the ADR itself sounds poorly mixed, and that's coming from me. It also didn't help that they changed character names, even if just slightly. Stop trying to mix and match names. Either go all the way with Japanese names or with American-sounding ones, but the compromise sounds worse than either. We've got two dubs from the ADV stable, the first from the Monster Island studio, known for possibly even lower quality dubs than Industrial Smoke and Mirrors or the United ADV studio ever churned out. And to hear the dub of T.T.S. Airbats is to be struck with a sense of bewilderment that anyone, anywhere, at any time after this one wanted to continue purchasing ADV products. Some of the screechingly, teeth-grindingly annoying deliveries in this dub made me want to take a fucking pickaxe to my ears. Especially, oh boy, Yoko. Sure, Yoko's probably intended to be a shrill pain in the ass, but this... to sound this bad, you have to try hard. So I guess in a way, that makes this the best performance?
I want to go get some ice cream for dessert. All right, I'll buy you some ice cream to celebrate. Yay! Ice cream! Ice cream! Yes, baby! Ice cream!
I think the only decent performance in this dub is once again the old bearded guy. In this case, Steven Arnsberger as the boisterous Captain Kunishi. He kind of reminds me of a Brett Weaver or a Rob Mongol. Used to playing these big guys who are also big energetic dorks who try to act cool.
It's the perfect time to party down, yeah!
On the other hand, Coyote Ragtime Show is one of ADV's better action show dubs. A cast featuring John Swassey, Christine Otten, Monica Rial, and Brittany Karbowski really bring life to their characters, which is surprising for a studio that excelled, wink wink, at comedy dubs, not shoot-em-ups or sci-fi. Maybe because the ADR director, Don Rush, headed up the dub for Azuma Godayo, a comedy.
You want to keep yourself in style, don't you, boys?
Now these here Hawaiian shirts are 150 years old, spotless and straight from the Mall Wash collection in super mint condition. And for you guys, only 10,000. What?
Hey, no try before you buy, soldier boy. It ain't mint condition with fingerprints on it.
Well, you can't tell me that ain't a bargain. Now, if you're going over to a lady's place after this, I'd go with the yellow. Now, this yellow's made from the legendary Kamchakan thread, and wouldn't you know it, it's the only one we got left.
So how about it, fellas?
Just as with the movie, the Crusher Joe OVA, The Ice Prison, was dubbed by an also-ran outfit, Coastal Studios. They've done such stunningly underwhelming English versions as The Fuma Conspiracy, expect to see that soon here, Miami Guns, was also planning on getting to that, and Bow, less said about that the better. They're not exactly late 90s, early aughts animes.
Our government extends a warm welcome to you. Yeah, well, if he really wanted to welcome us, he should have thrown us a party or something, huh?
Shut up. A party, but only after work is done, don't you agree?
These crushers are a shooting star upon which we must make a wish. All of our people are glued to their vid screens, cheering them on.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, you are so full of it, Talos.
Giant Robo is one of those anime that's been dubbed into English twice. The first time was a 90s effort using Magnitude 8 posts, which assisted animes on some anime. It's no surprise then that you should hear Stephen Bloom and Kevin Seymour himself in the dub, which was put out by Manga Entertainment. But the dub I used for my review clips was the later, more accurate effort done by NYAV Post for anime works in the early aughts. This one was directed by Michael Sinter-Nicholas and starred talents like Dan Green and... that one guy, the Goku guy. But more on him later. To be honest, neither dub is that great. While the newer one is more accurate, some feel that the older one that took liberties had more character to the performances. I feel like neither really capture the characters as well as the Japanese cast, but if I had to choose between the two, I'm usually going to side with accuracy.
I prefer being quiet, but my fist will shout a hit heard round the world, the Big Bang Punch!
But you can't use that attack, it's forbidden!
Yes, forbidden in a world of harmony which is clean of evil discord. My punch will deliver forth shouts of the chorus dead or alive whom you've caused such suffering. Agent Ginrei, Taiso, his wife Yoshi, and Daisaku.
And this attack, which I unleash at the price of my life, is the most explosive power on Earth, the Big Bang Punch!
Then this is the forbidden technique I've heard of.
That's right. And tonight you'll witness the full extent of its power. For I am not the only one who's wielded a double-edged sword as of late. Ginrei, Taizo, Yoshi, and even Daisaku have given their all for...
A lot of people made a big deal about the third Tenchi Muyo OVA's dub recasting Ryoko with Mona Marshall instead of Patria Bouchard. Longtime fans of the franchise do not like changes in the cast, which is somewhat understandable, though I think the Japanese cast does a lot better. It's true that Bouchard is clearly the superior Ryoko, but Marshall does alright for what little material they give Ryoko in these episodes anyway. I can't even recall why they couldn't get Bouchard. I prefer to think that she watched the third OVA ahead of time and opted out for fear of her own head caving in for taking part in it. As I said about the dubs in the first two entries of Tenchi Muyo, it's not really a dub that holds up that well, and the time passed between the second and third didn't really help any. The English dub voice for Washu was kind of a guilty pleasure at least, but most of the other either blend together or make me cringe a bit. And Kari Walgren is wasted in Noike.
It'll be faster if we work together. Mihoshi, lunchtime! Come inside and help! Okay, come on, you two. Let's get moving. Lunchtime!
Fine. Whatever. Come on.
Mihoshi, hurry up! Coming!
And now things get... uncomfortable. Because honestly, I could do a whole different video solely on the English dubs of the Dragon Ball shows and movies. It's a storied history of mostly complete failures that somehow managed to fail upward despite themselves. Terrible, inaccurate scripts? Voice actors playing 4 or more unrelated roles identically? Dreadful extreme repackaging, complete with an insulting choice to replace the music? Yep! Funimation sure pulled out every tool in their bag to mutilate the original product. But that isn't to say there weren't exceptions. Rare good casting and performing. Scripts that occasionally got it right, or mostly so. Obviously, they've made so much progress over the years, I've got little complaint about the current crop of DB-related dubs, but in the past, you were lucky to get a performance as good as, say, Scott McNeil as Piccolo, or, at least in the movies, Peter Kilamis as Goku.
You sure you want to do that? You know he's so tough you're gonna need to fight with everything you got.
I see you've been working out a little, Piccolo.
That's right. You're not the only one who trains hard, you know.
I can't believe we're fighting on the same side.
Don't get too comfortable. After this fight, you're next.
The dub I used for my review of Curse of the Blood Rubies was one Funimation did in-house in 2010 when Dragon Ball Z Kai was being aired, and it was the fourth English dub of the movie if you count the AB groups. It's a weird beast because, while it's more accurate than previous dubs, and certainly the new performers such as Colleen Clinkenbeard as Goku and Monica Rial as Bulma do their characters justice, the script is still a little too close to the previous Funimation iteration that starred Saffron Henderson and Maggie Blue O'Hara. Why redub it if you're not going to make it more faithful to align with Kai's new efforts? Still, I can't dismiss it altogether.
Forget it, kiddo. Mastering the Kamehameha wave takes 50 years of training.
50 years? I knew you could help me. Your Kamehameha thingy can stop all the bad guys.
Eh?
Finally, we come to Funimation's in-house dub for the first Broly movie. As it was made in the early aughts, even before the redubbing of the first two seasons of DBZ, it's still an old guard style dub. So yeah, pretty terrible. It may not take as many liberties with the script as a TV series, but the voice acting is still uniformly dreadful, whether it be Sean Schimmel's stiff Goku, Stephanie Nadolny's ear-piercing and strained Gohan, Chris Sabat's barely different Piccolo and Vegeta, and Damian Clark as an uninspired Paragus. It makes an already lame movie into a complete chore to watch. Especially when you consider the professional rock band music in the dub soundtrack that drowns out the dialogue and makes it seem like a badly done AMV. Of course, Funimation also went back to redub Dead Zone with the in-house crew, and it's not even as good as the old Funimation Ocean co-production.
You seem like you're serious, but with the power he's producing, you'll have to fight harder than you ever have.
I hope you're planning on taking your own advice.
I've been training harder than you could ever imagine, Goku.
I can't believe we're fighting on the same side.
Don't get too comfortable. After this fight, you're next.
Huh?
Hey, just remember I said I actually enjoy Funimation's DB-related dubs these days. I mean, for the most part. Personally, I'd still recast some roles, but they're much more representative of the Japanese original now. It's just, well, it took way too long for Funimation to get its shit together. Anyway, that's all the English dubs I covered in the first half of the year. I hope to get a good variety for the second half. Until next time, this is Mike, Penguin Truth, and don't forget to contribute to my Patreon. See ya! Don't